I couldn't help the little bubble of happiness surrounding me as we headed toward the restaurant. It was the first time Vince and I had truly been out of the house, and I was so excited I wanted to throw my arms wide and dance for joy. Over the past few days, I'd learned to never take anything for granted, especially not being able to go out anytime I chose. A host greeted us as we climbed up the wide wooden steps.
2 tonight?
Yes, please. He tipped his head and grabbed 2 rolls of silverware.
Inside or out?
I looked up at Vince. As if reading my mind, he nodded to the deck out back.
Outside.
The host made a notation on his seating chart, then led us to a small table on the deck overlooking the ocean.
Gabby will be right with you.
Vince grabbed a laminated menu from the condiment stand in the middle of the table, and I glanced toward the horizon, turned burnt orange from the setting sun. This is beautiful. As soon as the words left my throat, a pretty young waitress, Gabby according to her name tag, appeared by our table. Can I get you something to drink? Iced tea for me, please. She nodded at my request, then turned to Vince. A tiny kernel of jealousy lodged in my throat as her eyes drifted over his wide shoulders and biceps that strained the sleeves of his dark polo. Completely unaware of her perusal, he ordered a Coke, then turned his attention back to the menu as the waitress reluctantly dragged her gaze away from Vince and drifted inside.
What are you having?
His eyes lifted to mine, and I forced a smile. I haven't looked yet. I'd been too busy watching the waitress check him out to even look at the menu. Unaware of the detour my thoughts had taken, Vince continued.
Get a steak if you want one.
Maybe. I picked up a menu and began to scan the items, then let out a soft sigh as I gestured to the ocean lapping at the shore just a few hundred yards away. As good as it sounds, I'm probably better off ordering seafood.
Probably.
Vince grinned.
I'll take you to a steakhouse next time you're craving a steak.
Next time? My cheeks burned as I dropped my gaze back to the menu in my hands. The waitress came back to deliver our drinks, then took our orders. I decided on the shrimp and scallops, while Vince ordered an entire platter of seafood plus several sides. I glanced at him, amazed, as the waitress moved into the restaurant. I don't know where you put all that food. He leaned back in his chair and patted his flat and very ripped stomach.
I burn a lot of calories.
I let out a very unladylike snort. Must be nice to eat whatever you want and burn it all right back off.
Whatever.
He scoffed.
You need to stop listening to all those assholes. I've watched you pick at your food like you're afraid to eat it because they've drilled into your head that you're somehow not good enough. That's bullshit. There's not a damn thing wrong with you. Don't let those idiots make you feel bad, because you're absolutely...
He cut off as if suddenly realizing he'd said too much. His gaze darted away, and he inhaled before finishing lamely.
You're fine the way you are.
He looked like he wanted to say more, but he snapped his mouth closed and picked up his phone, fiddling with the screen. I watched him for a moment, not missing the tense set to his shoulders, the slight tick in his jaw. A warm glow flared to life around my heart, and I felt the heat climb over my chest and up my neck and into my cheeks. He thought I was perfect. He'd said as much earlier. I tried so hard to be confident, but I always seemed to fall short of the mark. People were always comparing me to someone else, and everyone had an opinion on how I should be. I'd heard it all. I was too fat, too thin, too pretty, too plain, too honest, too fake. I'd be lying if I said Vince's words didn't affect me. Thank God I still wore my sunglasses so I could conceal my expression. Despite years of trying to harden myself, I still wore my heart on my sleeve, and my eyes were like an open book for anyone to read.